Hey yo, what's up guys? It's the boy the Generic God back at it again with another video. Sorry for not daily uploading. It's been a while since I uploaded. It's been like 2 days. I hit 1K views on my most popular video, which is pretty nice. So yeah. Today we're gonna be reacting to another story time as usual. Uh it's animated, forgot to mention that. And watch this MW gameplay in the background. I kinda went off. Alright, you guys see me dying over here, but y'all about to see me going off if I finish the gameplay by the end of this video, which I probably will, considering it's titled somebody's keeping like $100 in my locker every day or something. I forgot what it was. Anyways, if you're cool with that, you're down with that, everybody get ready. Okay, let me not steal his intro. Anyways, we're going to be starting the video. Roll the intro.
Bring me a dream, make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Dip into lips like roses and flowers, and tell him that his lots of guys are pussy.
Hit it late with a bitch from the bayou. Make sure the pussy ball no Caillou. Hadouken your ass like I'm Ryu. I'll splash on your ass like an ice. Chapstick on my lip and I'm looking like a bitch. I had a couple kids, but I threw them in a ditch. With the ice on my wrist, no a dyke with a whip. We can take 4 spin every rap before 10. I've been fucking bitches in my minivan, and I've been flipping switches cause I know I can. And post my shit on Pinterest, cop a couple fans. And I hope that y'all listen.
Hi, my name is Charlie. Once I began to receive notes with small tasks, and for each of them I received $100. But soon this seemingly harmless game brought me a lot of troubles. I'm from an ordinary family. My parents are simple workers, and they can provide only the most basic necessities for my family without affording any excesses. I am lucky that there are not many children from rich families studying in our school, so almost no one pays attention to my modest clothes. Of course, like all teenagers, I want to have pocket money and spend it on myself. But unfortunately, I am deprived of such a kind of luxury since my parents have a lot of debt. Although there have been days when I could afford going to the movie theater or buying new clothes, because sometimes I worked part-time as a packer at the post office. This was how my life was passing, until there appeared a secret stranger who turned everything upside down. One day, I found a note from an anonymous author in my school locker. On a neat piece of paper, there was only a greeting and a request to give the same response. At first, I was even scared because this person had managed to get into my personal locker somehow. I came up with various theories about who left the note. Deep down in my heart, I hoped that it was from my classmate Peter, whom I had liked a long time ago.
Okay, so I go to school and I open my locker and there's a note and stuff. So I hope that it's my crush and stuff, because I totally want my crush to look in my personal belongings and stuff and give me tasks I want to do, because yeah, that's exactly what everybody wants.
So, Peter and I got along pretty well, but he probably doesn't even know about my strong affection. I've been in doubt for several days, and then I decided to give an answer. First of all, I removed all personal belongings from the locker and left a piece of paper with a greeting. The next day, I found another note from a secret stranger. In the note, he asked me to answer a number of questions about myself, and in return, offered a certain prize. The questions were very simple and mainly concerned my interests. All of this was like getting acquainted on social media. Communicating in such a format evoked my interest, so I quickly wrote the answers.
Okay, now that I think about it, I take back everything I said before. Whoever is doing this is just the biggest simp ever. Bro, this is literally the biggest simp move you can ever do, bro. Giving a girl $100 for interacting with you, bro, that's literally the biggest simp move you can do. There is even Pokemon tier 3 subs can't even amount to that level of simp. That's a lie. Anyways,
I left the sheet of paper and noticed that I was a bit anxious. Later, when I was already at home, my anxiousness turned into the real thrill. I couldn't wait to find out who was behind all this and what that person wanted. The next day, I eagerly opened the locker and found a small piece of paper with a $100 bill attached to it. I was shocked and did not immediately believe that this was real money. In the note, it was written that I deserved the award, and also there was a question about whether I was ready to continue.
Yo, whoever's doing this is the biggest simp ever, bro. He just said that she deserved it, bro. For what? Answering your questions, bro? Interacting with you, bro? She don't even know who you are. That's so sad. Oh my god, what a simp. Damn. Bro, how do you simp to this level? You get $100 for interacting with somebody, bro. That's just the biggest simp move ever, bro. Like, damn.
Again, I felt a bit uneasy, so I decided to consult my friends. Everyone claimed that this was my secret admirer, and I needed to continue communicating with him. Cindy, a childhood friend of mine, supposed that it might be Mickey, the guy who worked as a part-time cleaner. Cindy often made bad jokes, but at that moment there was some truth in her words. Mickey had several key bunches, which could include the key to my locker as well. Then she even said that there was no admirer at all, and someone was just making fun of me. I was offended by her words. Despite Cindy, I decided to continue communicating with the anonymous author and agreed to complete a new task. Well, the very next day, I got it. I was supposed to leave my photo in the locker. There was no doubt that someone liked me, and I decided to share this with my friends again. We gathered together during a break and began to guess who the secret stranger was. Cindy once again said that these were just someone's weird antics, and then thought that we were doing something stupid, and left. I ignored Cindy's rebuke. On the next day, I brought my photo and put it in the locker. However, there was one thing that bothered me. Mickey was standing nearby and was cleaning the floor, glancing at me from time to time.
Simp! 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 This guy is a mega simp!
If you've ever...
Anyway, I found a new note with money again. From that day on, I performed tasks, receiving exactly $100 for each of them. It all seemed like an innocent game with a happy ending, but there was one but. Almost every time, I ran into Mickey standing near my locker, which was really suspicious. After getting to know about this, Cindy just waved off indifferently and said that she did not understand my zeal to earn money in this way. Well, of course, she doesn't know how being in need of money feels like, because her family has always been rich, and $100 was nothing to her. I continued to regularly complete tasks, saving money for an important purpose. I wanted to help my parents pay off all their debt. After some time, the mysterious stranger decided to make the tasks more difficult, and accordingly, increase the payment for them. And I really didn't like one of them, but for it, the anonymous author offered $300 at once. To get the money, I had to sneak into the school kitchen after classes and replace sugar with salt. The sender would take care of the access there himself. I've been hesitating for a long time, but still I decided to go for this adventure to get the money.
She belongs to the streets!
But I made a condition that the secret person would reveal their identity, which I wrote to him in a reply letter. The kitchen was really open, and I did everything that was required without any problems. The next day, there was a real mess at school because of the spoiled food, and all the students were left without a proper lunch. I was so ashamed that I quickly ran away from school right after classes. Before that, I took another piece of paper from the locker, as well as the $300. The anonymous author said that he could not reveal his identity then, but we would definitely meet during the final task. At that moment, I no longer wanted to know who this person was, since his assignment turned into a real school disaster made by me. And suddenly I realized that he was not going to get acquainted with me. He was just having fun, paying money for it. When I opened the last note, I was shocked by what was written there. I didn't want to fulfill the final wish, so I decided to recalculate my savings. Perhaps I had enough cash to give my parents. The accumulated amount turned out to be quite great, but still one more $1,000 was needed. For my parents' sake, I decided to complete the task. On that day, the teachers had a meeting on the top floor. So after classes, I had to lock them up there and then put the key that came with the note in my locker. The stranger promised that he would soon let them out and everything would look like an innocent joke. The reward was $1,500.
Whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey!
The sender added that if I tried to take the money without fulfilling all the conditions, then I would get into trouble. When the school hallways were empty, I crept to the door and turned the key without being noticed. Then I had to quickly leave the school, but on the first floor I ran into Mickey next to my locker. He was embarrassed, trying to say something, and his face turned red. I no longer doubted that he was the secret sender. Being shocked, I silently handed him the key, and not being able to say a word, ran away. On the next day, I did not find any notes, and a little later, I was invited to the office of the headmaster.
Oh my god, she's so dumb. By the way, this is the part where I go off, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna just keep talking for like this whole part so you guys can see me going off. Look, alright, look, this is where I freaking... Okay, never mind, it's next slide. Alright, I'm gonna just cut. Alright, bye.
Mr. Dawson. Mickey was sitting in the office. The headmaster was furious because, as it turned out, together with the teachers, he was sitting in the meeting room for the whole day without a possibility to call anyone, since all the phones were previously handed over to the headmaster's office. Mr. Dawson showed us the screenshots from the video surveillance. In those pictures, I locked up the door of the conference room and then handed over the key to Mickey. For such a serious offense, he could be fired from his job, and I could be kicked out of school. But this was not the most terrible thing, because that case could be added to the personal record, which would prevent me from being admitted even to an ordinary college. I was so upset that I burst into tears right in the office, and Mickey was just silent, looking down in a guilty manner. Then my parents arrived, and the headmaster began to complain to them about my behavior in a raised voice. At the same time, he decided to accuse me of the case with the cooks, whom he threatened to fire for spoiled food. Mickey was standing aside completely alone and was clenching his fists tightly. When my mother started crying, he suddenly began talking to Mr. Dawson and told the whole truth. After everything that I've heard, I could hardly stand on my feet. It turned out that Mickey was in collusion with Cindy. She was the anonymous person who paid the money.
Hey, yo, they're both the biggest simps ever, bro. Yo, imagine, all right, imagine you're just like vibing, right? This might pulls up at your locker, and then freaking like, bro, imagine you're just vibing, and then somebody pulls up in your locker, they give you like $100 for answering some questions, and you're like, I bet, yo, it's some easy money, I'll be taking this, right? And you keep taking it and taking it. Then they snitch on you after telling you to do something that was worth $1,500. By the way, this is the life I go off 100%. There's no way that it isn't. So I'm just going to keep talking. And then they freaking snitch on you, get your parents involved. They try to get you expelled. And they try to freaking... All right, this is it, 100%. They try to freaking, like, get you in trouble.
And he performed her orders. It was Mickey who, at Cindy's direction, left notes in the locker, then put the keys to the conference room there, and opened the kitchen himself. He said that Cindy has for a long time been unhappy with the fact that everyone preferred to be friends with me and not with her. I didn't notice how much she wanted to be the center of attention and be as popular as I was. And at some point her jealousy took over, and Cindy decided to harm me in this way. At first, I did not believe what I heard.
Can we just talk about the fact that Cindy is literally, like, so dumb? Alright, I hate this person. I'm gonna have to pull off the old, give them... Alright, this is definitely it. I remember this part. You have to literally just be really dumb to do something like that. Like, oh my god. Like... It's just the dumbest thing ever, bro. Like, imagine, like, you want to be the center of attention so bad, where you give somebody $100 every day, and then try to get them expelled for $1,000 and $1,500, bro. Like, that's just, I don't understand it. By the way, this is it. This is me popping off. Let me just keep talking. I'll use different gameplay for the end of the video. Round draw.
Yes, she had a difficult temper, but I could not even imagine that she would go for something like that in order to bolster her self-esteem. Cindy was immediately invited to the headmaster's office, but she did not confess about anything. Then Mickey turned on the recording on his phone where Cindy discussed all the terms with him. It turned out that she paid him too, and not $100, but $200 for each successfully completed task. As a result, Cindy was also included in the list of expelled students whose behavior was documented in the personal record. My fate was decided at the meeting because I became a victim of a stupid game. The chances were minimal, and unfortunately, I was expelled along with Cindy. I had to move to another school where I started everything from scratch. However, I was reluctant to make new friends there, fearing some dirty tricks from them. After the incident with the notes, I stopped talking to Cindy. By the way, she also moved to another school, but to a private one, where they turned a blind eye to a remark in a personal file. Why do you think Cindy did this? Give your answers in the comments. Click on the thumbs up button under the video, and share it with your friends.
Hey, yo, you heard the lady. Make sure you click that thumbs up button and share it with your friends. You know, the usual. Also, sub if you haven't already. I think she forgot to mention that. By the way, the Minecraft gameplay, because that gameplay ran out. What else? Yeah, subscribe or buy.